I was tired of feeling just okay. Not bad, not great, just okay. That's not what I signed up for when I started taking supplements years ago. I'd wake up, feel a general sluggishness, and go through my day with a kind of dull hum in the background. It was like my body was running on old batteries, always needing a recharge that never quite came. For years, I'd sworn by quercetin, pouring money into bottles, convinced it was doing something, anything, to boost my health. But lately, that conviction had started to fray at the edges. The last doctor's visit was the final straw. I sat there, trying to explain my persistent brain fog and that nagging joint stiffness, even after faithfully taking my quercetin every single morning. The doctor, a young woman with kind but tired eyes, listened patiently, then just shook her head. "Look," she said, her voice gentle, "quercetin is fine. It's an antioxidant, good for general wellness. But for what you're describing, for real cellular rejuvenation, or to tackle persistent inflammation at its root, it's just not powerful enough. It's like trying to put out a forest fire with a garden hose." Her words hit me hard. A garden hose. All this time, all this effort, all this money, and it was just a garden hose. I didn't argue. What was the point? She wasn't wrong. I'd felt it for months, this slow, creeping realization that my go-to supplement wasn't cutting it anymore. It wasn't despair that settled over me, though. It was something else. A flicker of anger, yes, but mostly a fierce, quiet resolve. If quercetin was a garden hose, I needed a fire truck. I wasn't going to just accept being okay. I was going to find something better, something that actually worked. On the drive home, the city lights blurred into streaks of color, and I kept replaying her words. Not powerful enough. It was a simple truth, one I'd been avoiding. I had to face it. Sometimes, the old remedies simply aren't enough to solve new problems. My body was changing, my needs were evolving, and my approach to health needed to evolve with it. I pulled into my driveway, the engine still ticking as it cooled, and sat there for a moment, a plan already forming in my mind. I knew exactly what I had to do. I was going to ditch the quercetin, completely. And I was going to replace it with something I'd been reading about, a compound that promised a much deeper, more potent impact on cellular health and inflammation, Fisetin. For 30 days, I would make the switch, a full and complete replacement, and document every single change, every shift, every tiny improvement or setback. I was tired of guessing, tired of feeling just okay. This was going to be a real experiment, a deep dive into what my body truly needed to thrive, not just survive. The results, I suspected, would be significant, and maybe, just maybe, they would be completely unexpected. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us where you're watching from in the comments. My relationship with quercetin went way back. I'd first heard about it years ago, probably in a health forum or a podcast, touted as this amazing natural anti-inflammatory, an antioxidant powerhouse. It was everywhere. Every health guru, every supplement brand seemed to be pushing it. The science, or at least the abstracts I skimmed, sounded promising. It helped with allergies, boosted immunity, even had some anti-aging buzz around it. It felt like a safe bet, a fundamental building block for a healthy life. For years, it was a staple in my morning routine, as ingrained as brushing my teeth. My days are pretty straightforward. I live in a small house, nothing fancy, with a backyard that always needs weeding. My mornings usually start around 6 a.m. I'd wake up, make coffee, and then head to the kitchen counter where my carefully organized supplement tray sat. Quercetin, always the first one I'd grab, then my vitamin D, magnesium, and a probiotic. I'd wash them down with a big glass of water, feeling like I was setting myself up for success. Breakfast was usually oatmeal with berries, sometimes eggs. I try to eat clean, mostly whole foods, limit processed stuff. My exercise routine is pretty consistent too, a mix of walking my dog in the park and some light strength training at home. I'm not a gym fanatic, but I believe in moving my body. I'm health conscious, but not obsessive. I just want to feel good, have enough energy to get through the day without feeling drained, and keep my mind sharp. It feels like a simple goal, right? But lately, that simple goal felt like it was slipping away. Despite my consistent routine, the quercetin wasn't delivering anymore. The low energy was a constant companion. I'd wake up tired, and that feeling would just linger throughout the day. It wasn't debilitating exhaustion, just a persistent dullness. Then there were the minor aches. My knees, after a long walk, would feel a bit stiff. My fingers sometimes felt a little puffy in the morning. Nothing major, nothing that sent me running to the doctor, but enough to notice. Enough to make me wonder why my supposedly powerful anti-inflammatory wasn't doing its job. I'd read online about people feeling amazing on quercetin, having boundless energy and clear minds. My experience was just not that. I felt stuck. The doubts started small. A fleeting thought as I swallowed my pill, is this actually doing anything? Then I started paying more attention to how I really felt after taking it, and the answer was usually not much. I'd scroll through health forums looking for others who felt the same, and I'd find pockets of people expressing similar frustrations. Quercetin just doesn't hit like it used to, one person wrote. I don't feel the same benefits anymore, said another. These weren't scientific papers, but they echoed my growing unease. I even brought it up with a few health-conscious friends. You still taking quercetin? One asked almost casually. Yeah, why? I replied. Oh, no reason, he said. Just wondering if you've looked into anything else. It was a small comment, but it stuck with me. It was like the universe was subtly telling me to move on. My faith in quercetin, once unwavering, was slowly but surely eroding. It wasn't a sudden break, but a gradual chipping away, leaving me ready for a change. That subtle nudge from my friend, combined with my own growing dissatisfaction, finally pushed me to start looking for something new. I didn't want to just swap one supplement for another without good reason. I spent weeks diving deep into scientific literature, clinical studies, and trusted health forums. I was looking for something with a strong research backing, something that specifically addressed cellular health and longevity, not just general inflammation. That's when I kept seeing Fisetin pop up. It wasn't as widely known as quercetin, but the studies I found were incredibly compelling. Researchers were calling it a senolytic, meaning it could help clear out old, damaged cells that contribute to aging and inflammation. This was a eureka moment for me. Quercetin was good, but Fisetin seemed to be playing on a whole new level, targeting the root causes of some of the issues I was experiencing. It felt like I had finally found the next step in my health journey. So, I decided to make the switch. For 30 days, I replaced my daily quercetin dose with Fisetin. I made no other changes to my diet, exercise, or lifestyle, wanting to isolate the effects. The first week, I didn't notice much difference. I tried not to get discouraged, reminding myself that these things take time, but by the second week, something shifted. My morning energy levels started to improve. It wasn't a sudden jolt like caffeine, but a more sustained, gentle wakefulness. I wasn't reaching for that afternoon coffee as often, and the persistent dullness I'd felt for months began to lift. It was subtle at first, like a fog slowly clearing. By the third week, the changes were undeniable. The minor aches in my knees after walks were significantly reduced. My fingers weren't puffy in the mornings anymore. But the most surprising change was the clarity I felt in my head. It was like my thoughts were sharper, my focus more precise. I found myself remembering things more easily, and tasks that used to feel mentally draining became less of a struggle. I was more productive at work, and I had more mental energy left over for things I enjoyed, like reading or working in my garden. It wasn't just about feeling better physically, My cognitive function seemed genuinely enhanced. I felt a general sense of well-being that had been missing for a long time. A quiet hum of vitality that I hadn't realized I was lacking until it returned. It wasn't a miracle cure, but it was a profound improvement across the board. Looking back, this whole experience taught me a lot about personal health. It showed me that what works for a while might not work forever, and that continuous learning and adaptation are key. My journey with Fisetin wasn't about finding a magic bullet, but about finding a better tool for my specific needs at this point in my life. It was a reminder that our bodies change, and our approach to supporting them should evolve too. I'm not saying Fisetin is for everyone, or that quercetin is bad. Quercetin served me well for many years, but for me, at this moment, Fisetin has made a noticeable positive difference that has significantly improved my quality of life. It's a powerful lesson in the importance of staying curious and being willing to try new things when the old ones no longer serve their purpose. Sometimes, the greatest discoveries are made when we dare to step away from what's familiar and embrace the unknown.